Hey guys, it's Ellie Dayton here, and in this video, I want you to understand how you can get paid to do what you love and live in your magic. You see, the truth is that I was just like you. I was living a life where I felt unsatisfied. I felt like there was something more for me and I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't explain it when people asked, and sometimes I didn't even try, but I just had this knowing that there was something more, and I was unhappy. I was stuck in a medical degree that I was really good at but didn't love, and I was living into this life that I didn't love and that I knew in my heart wasn't going to create for me the life that I wanted to create. The actions that I were taking weren't in alignment with the vision of what I had for my life, the vision of what I really wanted to live into. So I started searching blogs just like this one, looking for the answer, looking for something that could help point me in the right direction, looking for something that would help me create that life of more that was so intangible to me. And I found a lot of confusing stuff. I found a lot of information that didn't really work for me or didn't really ring true for me. It didn't resonate. But I also found some things that really work. And that's what I want to share with you. The first thing I found was learning about my mental energy and really allowing my mental energy and my focus to go on what I'd love to focus on. I learned that whatever I was focusing on, that's what was creating my reality. So if I wanted to create more of something, then I really needed to focus on it. I really needed to train my mindset to be about that thing, to give myself permission to then go out and create it. Because energy follows the path of least resistance. And my focus creates that pathway for my energy. And I was focusing on things that weren't true for me. So I was creating more of the stuff that wasn't true for me, that wasn't lighting me up. So that was the first piece of the puzzle for me. The second piece of the puzzle was embodiment. Was learning how to really be in my body, how to really truthfully express my heart, how to really feel the world around me, feel my environment, feel my emotions and be okay with them, but not get caught up in them. How to honor my own journey, honor my own path without getting caught up in my victim stories, without getting caught up in the emotional feedback loops that was stopping me from taking action towards a life that I would love. I learned freedom of expression through so many different embodiment practices, and it was such a journey. But I became the woman that I am today. I became a woman who is truly in her body. And that was the second piece of the puzzle for me. I then discovered the 4,000-year-old Hermetic principles, and I met an alchemist who lives, breathes, and teaches those principles. He showed me how reality works. He showed me the structure for why all of the other things that had been working for me had been working. He put all the other puzzle pieces together, and he taught me that leaning into my intuition and following my authentic intuitive path, that's how I was going to create the life that I love, that's how I would create success. And he taught me that true success, which I wholeheartedly believe in, is when our life is aligned with our hearts. True success is living what we would love, is having a life experience that we love. That's true success. It doesn't have a dollar sign on it. It doesn't have a certificate. It's about living with our heart. It's about living through the heart. So I ended up getting a personal mentorship with him, and that cost $30,000 in Aussie dollars to work with this guy, and it was an incredible journey. And I really started applying intuition that I was already connected to, but I started applying it in a whole new way. I started applying it to the mindset and embodiment training that I was already living. And with these three things together, I started to create a life that I absolutely love. I created the relationship that I really, really wanted with just the most incredible person. And I created the business of my dreams. I 5 times my income in that year that I did the personal mentorship with him. And I just created more and more joy in my life. I just noticed that my happiness in general, my life satisfaction was increasing the more that I leaned into my intuition, even when it frightened me. And I learned that the times where it frightened me, the times where it felt a bit edgy, those were the times that ended up being the most magical. So I really started to create this life that I love by leaning into these principles. And the truth is, if you understand how to monetize your magic, if you understand how to actually get paid to do what you love, then you can have every single thing that you've ever wanted. But most people just don't get it. Some people think that they're not intuitive. And the truth is that we all have natural ability, but most of us aren't trained in it. And you need to be trained in your intuition. You need to be trained in your natural ability so that you can utilize your gifts in the world. People think that energy, that magic, that it's not real. But if you've ever looked into the eyes of a baby, then you would know that, of course, magic is real. It's so tangible. If you've ever planted a seed and watched that seed turn into a tree, then you would know that magic is literally right in front of us all the time. Magic is everywhere, but we aren't trained to look for it. And if we just open our eyes, we can see it everywhere, and we can start to live in that magic. Some people think that creating a life you love is all about hard work, but I know a lot of people who work really, really hard and don't get anywhere. They don't move from their situation. In fact, they usually actually stay in the same exact situation or create the same situation with a different logo on it, with a different label, in a different job, in a different category, but it's the same energy. Some people say to me, what do I have to offer? You know, what's my gift? What are people going to want from me? But what I have to say to that is, it's hidden in what you love. If you don't know what your gift is yet, start to give yourself permission to imagine the possibilities of what life could look like if you actually just did stuff that you love. If you said yes to things that you love, if you worked with people that you love, if you worked on projects that you love. Because your gifts are lying in there. And the truth is, if you don't have clarity on what your gifts are yet, that intuition can show that to you. Your intuition can teach you exactly what it is that you're meant to be doing in this life. It's true for you to be doing in this life. Because some people say to me that it's all about knowing more and learning more and having more information and being more qualified. But really, if you don't truly go for what you want, you're going to have that life of shelf development where you're just putting another course on the shelf. You're putting another book that you've read on the shelf. You're developing your mind, but you're not taking action. You're not going for what it is that you want in your life. Books and books and books and courses and certifications don't get you anywhere unless you implement what you're learning. That's the truth. I hear a lot of other people say that you can just sit back and manifest, and if you meditate, you'll get whatever you want, or if you write it down, you'll get whatever you want. But I've never met a billionaire or a millionaire or anyone successful that has ever said to me that they sat back and did nothing and life came to them, because it's just not true. Yes, having mindset is important. Yes, meditation can be really powerful. I meditate. Yes, writing things down is powerful. I write all the time. But just doing that isn't enough. You need to do all of those practices But the most important thing is to actually take the aligned action. If you're not taking the action, you're not going to create it. The secret is actually the action. So in the next video, I'm going to give you the exact 3 steps that you can use to monetize your magic. And I'm so pleased that you're here. Thank you so much for watching this far. Go check out the next video and learn how to monetize your magic.